Well, it's right next to the bathhouse, which is convenient.
Yeah. Ready?
Ready.
Ready to see your new house, honey? We're home. We're home.
More room in here than I thought.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, there is.
Nice.
A bit more.
Microwave. Fridge.
Now y'all know we like to, you know, go places and take y'all places, and this one's a little bit different. Have you ever wondered what it was like for settlers, pioneers, staying in covered wagons, you know, heading out west? Well, we're gonna find out what that was like. Heather and I will be spending the night in a covered wagon tonight. And we'll be doing it exactly the way that the original settlers did, with electric heaters and microwaves and Keurig machines. So are you warm?
I'm a little warmer now that I changed.
So when you shake your head no vigorously, does that mean yes, you're warm?
It's a lot colder than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, it looks cold. It looks very, very, very cold. Like something from Alaskan Ice Road Truckers or something. I like our fire though. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
It gets good air that way.
Yeah. Lay them up on the frame and get it good and going.
So we're getting ready to eat some KFC and watch some more stupid movies. In this cozy.
It's a little bit cozy. With our KFC.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't cook anything.
Just flying a drone inside of a covered wagon.
You guys, the stuff I put up with him. Ooh, it puts off a good fan. It's pretty good. Whoa! God, that's scared me! Oh, you're gonna hurt me! Ah. It's not funny. It went under the bed. You see that? All right, what do you guys think? Pretty good, isn't it?
Not too bad.
We whipped it up pretty quick.
Yeah. Let me get some pictures.
Yeah.
He's got a hat on backwards. Turned out to be a pretty day in the wagon, huh? Nice big snowy field. I had the drone out a minute ago. Just getting on it. Having a good old time with it. figured out how to use low power setting. I can run it for a few minutes now. But while we're staying here in the wagon, y'all know how we are. We like to do our homework. So we did do a little bit of research, about wagons in general. Let me get across the icy part of the road here. It's pretty slick there. Yeah. See what I mean? That's some icy stuff right there. But anyhow, wagons. I to be honest, I really didn't really think much about them, but I was kind of surprised, to find out some of the real information about covered wagons. Obviously the old country had everything from Roman chariots to gypsy wagons, but here in America there were basically three types of wagons. You had the most common one, known as the prairie schooner, prairie wagon, or white top. That's the one everyone knows, with Laura Ingalls rode around in it. It had a couple variations, like the buckboard, which was a prairie schooner turned into a utility vehicle, kind of like taking a camper top off your truck so you can move bigger things. The second was the chuck wagon. Now, those were all unique, and some of them were even custom-made mobile soup kitchens using the best tricks and materials of the day. The more wagons with families you had in the group, the more chuck wagons you needed to feed everyone. They generally had their own small fleet of supply wagons that followed them around as they crossed the country. The third was the Conestoga. They were much bigger than these, and more or less used like U-Haul or freight trucks, moving things from town to town on some of the more established routes. Should add that in there. They could haul several times as much as a prairie schooner, but needed better roads because of their size and weren't very practical for the average person. And I actually ran into one of those at the Chief Logan State Park and didn't even realize what it was until reading about wagons, later. The ironic thing to me is that the prairie schooner, it sort of implies a nautical theme, like a boat or a ship, but the Conestoga is the one that actually was built to look like a boat or a ship with no sails and on wheels. You would think that pioneer settlers would be sleeping in the wagons at night, though, right? Well, that's not how that worked either. You see, when you started to go out west in an old wagon, now not this thing is like 20 feet long, almost guess about 8 feet wide, something like that. Queen size bed, kitchen, you know what I mean, heat. But anyway, you had back then, you had less than the bed of a pickup truck, and you had to have all of your possessions in there, but more importantly, you had to have the things that you needed to get from New York to LA. You had to have all the things that you would need: ammunition, your weapons, all this sort of things, all the cookware, the pots, the pans, all this sort of thing that you needed to live, basically, to get from New York to LA or Oregon or wherever you were going. And the way they did this, like I said, you had less than the space of a truck bed. So what you would do is, like I said, you would think you would be sleeping inside here, right? Common sense, you've got, right? No. You see, that's what caught me off guard too. I was surprised by that. When you left to go out west in a covered wagon, you accepted up front that you would be sleeping out here the entire trip, pretty much. I mean, you can get under there, in the storms and things, but, your canvas would tear. And from my understanding, from what I've read, during storms, you would take this down. The stuff that's in there, you put it underneath and drop the top down to the level of the bed and make this, a really good sturdy place to put, your flour, your cornmeal, your coffee, things that, you can't get wet, you know. All this stuff has to be put under here. So guess what? Guess where that means? If all of your stuff that's in the wagon is under here because of the storm, and your tarp, you know, your canvas is down here, there's nowhere for you to sleep except out here. Now you kind of just imagine that, guys. You accept that up front when you're going out west in a covered wagon. You accept the fact that you might be sleeping out here in the snow, in the rain, in the heat, in the whatever, you know, pretty much every day, you know. And to me, that was just wild. But that Conestoga wagon, now this is basically a great big prairie schooner. This is a big one. But you know, of course, there's other kinds of wagons, but it is a real wagon. You know, it's got springs and, you know, axles and a tow hitch. You know, it's hook up right to it. All you gotta do is unbolt the steps and hook up to it and take off. So it is a real wagon. You know, that's for sure. It is a real wagon. But anyway, I just thought I'd come out here for just a minute. You know, a little bit of information, you know, that I happened to run across about, you know, settlers and some of the things they had to endure just related to the wagons. You know, you, like I said, you accepted, you know, the chuck wagon. Could you imagine, like right here, you've got this field. You would have, say you've got 50 wagons. You would need X number of chuck wagons, so they would be scattered throughout here with their support wagons right behind them, and then the families, you know, with their wagons and junk. And you know, you just kind of settle here until you're just waiting for the snow to melt, you know, for the way to clear just a little bit, so you can continue on westward toward Oregon or wherever. Wild thought, isn't it? You know, how brave would that be, you know, to leave your comfy New York home, or, you know, Philadelphia or wherever, and accept all of that comes with a covered, just the simple fact that it's a covered wagon. You accept all of these other things that come with it. That is just totally wild. Anyway, I just thought I would share that with you guys. You know, I just happened to run across it and was reading about it. Thought y'all might find it interesting. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed our little video today, and, you know, kind of playing around camping in a covered wagon. Anyway, guys, we'll see y'all next time, and y'all have a really good day. Stay warm. Hillbillies out, guys. Bye-bye.